The movie begins in a cemetery, where the ghost of Christmas yet to come stands before a woman named Karen Blansky, who apologizes for being harsh to her neighbor's kids and promises she will change for the better. But she still gets punished by the ghost and slips into her grave. However, the voice of the ghost of Christmas present assures viewers that she will be fine and wake up in her bed as a new person. Soon the ghost of Christmas yet to come is joined by the ghost of Christmas present and Christmas past. They operate in a realm where they haunt one mean person every Christmas and redeem their soul. Finally, Karen wakes up normally on Christmas Day, and is greeted by the kids playing outside. Karen gives up her mean behavior and decides to join them, but the time freezes, and ghosts appear along with their big boss, Jacob Marley, who comes over to congratulate Karen on her redemption. The ghosts return to their job and celebrate their success by singing about the good they are doing for the world. While everyone is celebrating, Present leaves the hall and is followed by his assistant Margot. She informs him he has been eligible for retirement for a long time, but Present decides to stay as he believes their work is more important. But deep down, he wants to go back to Earth, buy a lovely house, get married to a beautiful girl and start a family, and have kids and play with them in their backyard. Soon he is interrupted by Jacob, who comforts Present and tells him about their next target, a terrible hotel manager named Mr. Altili. The ghosts arrive at the hotel and find him insulting a janitor. While everyone thinks Altili is a perfect target, Present is drawn towards a man named Clint Briggs, a controversial media consultant who owns a media company and helped many political figures get elected. The Present follows Clint, who is about to give a presentation. He was booed until he started supporting their real Christmas trees over Amazon's fake trees. He then sings a song and promises to bring the feeling of Christmas with their real authentic trees, and everyone gets excited. Present was amazed to see Clint's ability to manipulate the crowd. Present learns Clint has two siblings. His older sister Carrie died 5 years ago, and her daughter Ren is being raised by his younger brother Owen. Present also learns Clint's company creates controversy for the benefit of their clients, and thinks Clint is their perfect target and wants to redeem him. Present informs about Clint to the other ghosts, and says he would be their greatest haunt ever. But Jacob refuses Clint as their next target as Clint's file says he is unredeemable. Present then threatens Jacob that he will take retirement if he doesn't allow him to help Clint. Everyone gets shocked hearing the retirement. Jacob finally agrees, even though he knows Present was bluffing. The ghosts spend the whole year researching Clint's past and present. Just before Christmas, Clint is visited by his younger brother, Owen, and his niece, Ren, as she plans to run for student council president and asks for Clint's help. The ghosts are also in the room witnessing them. Clint agrees to help her but says it will get her hands dirty, and she will have to do things she will not be proud of. He advises Ren to tank her grades to be a woman of the people. Ren says her opponent Josh is a nice guy, and his parents run a non-profit. However, Clint is sure that Josh must be hiding something, and they must find it and use it against him. Clint's assistant Kimberly Parks does some digging on Josh and comes across an old TikTok video of Josh in which he complains about his parents celebrating Christmas with the homeless people. However, Kimberly feels wrong about ruining a kid's life and expresses her wish to quit her job since she feels terrible about it. She reluctantly shows the video to Clint, and he thinks it would be enough for Ren to win. Kimberly thinks she is officially a horrible person, but Present says she is not, and to his surprise she gets to see him. She still can't see past and yet to come, and they wonder how that is possible. Present tells her he will haunt Clint and change him into a better person. Kimberly laughs at him hearing this, and Present gets attracted to her. On Christmas Eve, the ghosts begin haunting Clint, and objects in the house move itself before the light goes off. Suddenly Jacob appears in his decrepit self and informs Clint what will happen to him, but Clint doesn't let Jacob finish his song as he keeps asking too many questions. Jacob gets angry and leaves the midst. Later, they send past, but she gets attracted to Clint, and they end up sleeping together. Present quickly jumps in to guide him through his past and present. Clint finds himself in his childhood home. Present shows the Christmas from his childhood, where his alcoholic mother Wendy gifts him a puppy bowl to make him believe he is finally getting a puppy, which ends up running away because the door was open. But Carrie knew she was lying since their mom was awful, but Clint believed his mother and went out looking for the puppy. Adult Clint reveals it was better for him to believe he had lost a puppy rather than accept his mother's lie. Present further takes him into his past. This time Clint is an adult and was in a relationship with his coworker, Nora. On Christmas Eve, Carrie announces she is pregnant. While everyone congratulates her, Clint tells her she is not ready and would be unfit to be a mother. Witnessing this, Nora gets fed up with his inability to support others and breaks up with him. Later, Present takes him to another flashback, where Clint ruins a woman's life by fabricating a scandal. His boss gets angry and eventually fires him, but he vows to destroy his boss's company by taking away all his clients, and hires Kimberly. Present says he destroyed the business of an honest man. Clint is still stone-hearted, so Present takes to a stronger memory, where Clint visits his sister Carrie, who is dying of cancer. He brings Ren a present, but she chooses to donate it to the needy. When Carrie asks him to do a huge favor, the present Clint starts running away. Present made him run around different flashbacks, before Clint could find a breach and enter the ghost's realm. He runs away before the ghosts can catch him and ends up in a room to find all the research done on him. Knowing this, Present rushes back to the realm and finds Clint, who notices many pictures of Kimberly on the wall and learns Present likes her. Clint also finds his file that says he is unredeemable. But Present still believes that Clint can be a positive force. However, Clint wants to stop everything and tells him they are done. So Present decides to show him the previous unredeemable they had to deal with. He takes Clint to an 1800s town in London, and it turns out that Present was the unredeemable in his past life. Clint sees Present being arrogant and rude towards a kid, and a lady. Present explains the ghosts changed him, and he dies 3 weeks later. Clint encourages him to let himself vent over his anger, and that works until Jacob shows up and sends Clint back to his present while he scolds Present for showing Clint his memories. Clint wakes up in his apartment, and attends his party. Soon he is drawn to light and finds Present, who appears in his classic Christmas carol. Present takes Clint to the party, and no one can see them. Clint sees his friends talk badly about him before Owen speaks up for him. Present then shows him how Nora is doing well with her family and what he had missed. Since Clint knows that Present likes Kimberly, he shows Present a vision of how he wants to have a life with Kimberly. Present then takes Clint to Josh, who is helping out his parents at the homeless shelter. His dad takes a picture of him serving the homeless, and Josh posts a picture thinking it would help him win the election. Meanwhile, Ren posts Josh's old TikTok video, which quickly gets viral, causing students to cancel him, and called him a fake. Present takes Clint back to his hospital memory, which he couldn't escape from. Present forces him to watch when Carrie asks him to look after Ren when she is gone, but Clint refuses to take Ren, and eventually she gives that responsibility to Owen, who is happy to do anything for her. Clint regrets his actions, and Present is prepared to leave as his part of the haunt is over. But Clint forces Present to face his fears and to see if he is truly redeemed, since he lived only 3 weeks after being haunted by the ghosts. As they were arguing, Jacob stepped in to take away Present. Before he can send them back to their homes, Clint holds back Present and urges him to take retirement, since it is the only way to find out if he is truly redeemed. This leads Present to have a moment of self-reflection, and he finally chooses to take his retirement, and everyone in their realm is watching and cheering him up. They both wake up in Clint's room, and Present is now a human again. Present joins the party and has difficulty readjusting himself to being human. Present then goes to Kimberly. They flirt for a while before going for a walk. Suddenly Clint notices that yet to come is coming towards him. He takes Clint to Ren, who has won the election. While she was giving a speech, all their phones got a notification, and it turned out that the video got Josh bullied to the extent that it made him commit suicide. Clint was horrified by that outcome and begged the ghost to change it. Later, Clint witnesses his old self dying alone of a heart attack, and he is later taken to the graveyard, where he meets past and yet to come, who is furious over Clint for convincing Present to retire. He throws Clint back into his apartment. Clint and Present head out to find Ren to stop her from posting the video. Present is also happy that he started a relationship with Kimberly, but he is worried about how she would react after knowing his reality. They arrive at the skating rink, where Ren is about to post the video, but Kimberly shows up. She tells them that she spoke to Ren and told her that her choices make her who she is. Ren chooses not to post it, and Clint is happy about her decision. He hugs Ren and everyone around. Present is excited that Clint should be redeemed by now, but time hasn't stopped, leading both to believe that maybe some people cannot change. Present runs down the street trying to get back to the realm and figure out something, as there is still time for Christmas. Present jumps in front of the bus, but Clint pushes him away. Now the time freezes, and all the spirits come out to congratulate Clint as he jumps in front of a bus to save Present, earning him his redemption. After a happy musical, the time unfreezes, and Clint gets hit by a bus. Clint is now dead and has become a spirit. Jacob tells him that to have meaning for his sacrifice, he should accept the consequences where he cannot see Owen and Ren anymore. Later, he is greeted by his sister Carrie's spirit, who is proud of him for his sacrifice, and guides him back to the realm. A few years later, Present is retired, and Clint is now the ghost of Christmas Present. He works with his sister Carrie and is in a relationship with Ghost of Christmas Past. Clint visits Kimberly and Present, happily married and has 2 kids, and they can see Clint. Clint informs him that Ren has gotten into her dream college. Present and Carrie join Clint in a reprise of Christmas Mornin' Feeling with their whole crew. Post-credits, we see Mr. Altily's still a jerk, so the spirits haunt him by making him move an object near him, and he faints. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and turn on notifications to watch more videos like this.